so some Negroes fled from Spain and went directly into North Africa. And from there, they moved deeper into the interior, past the Sahara Desert, and settled in a place called Negro Land, also called Soudan, also called Lamland. And the sons of King Dawid had returned to the continent they left long, long ago. And indeed, the sons of King Dawid had returned. Now, let's review the different names of the sons of King Dawid. And for this, we will review a reference which shows the progression of King Dawid's son's name over the years. For example, we know that the Portuguese and Spanish Jews were once called Black Portuguese or Negro Portuguese. These were the children of the Jews who had fled into Portugal, and in particular, these were the Jews who fled from Spain in 1492 by way of the expulsion edict of King Ferdinand and Queen Isabel. And then last but not least, we see these Black Portuguese Jews descended from Negroes. It goes from Black Portuguese to Jews to Spanish Jews to Negroes. Who were the Negroes in 1492? Who were the Negroes called Black Portuguese? Who were the Negroes called Jews and were later expelled to Africa? Answer: these were the descendants of Yahya, the sons and daughters of King Dawid. The Negroes of Negro Land come from? Let's see if we can find the answer. As the following reference reads, it reads, the Negroes proceed from the Soudan or Negro Land and are the objects of a lucrative trade. They are a degree higher as a caste here than in America. The imperial family or the royal family is mulatto, and the Moros de Rey are mostly black. At Tatum, Tangier, and other cities of the North Coast, there are still many Moorish families who speak Spanish and are descendants of those who were expelled after the capture of Granada. Now notice, these Negroes were expelled from Granada in 1492. The question would be, who lived in Granada in 1492? As the following reference reads, it reads, King Alfonso, whence we may learn, if we can believe it, that a king of Spain had assisted Nebuchadnezzar in reducing Jerusalem, brought an enormous population into Spain, all from either the family of Dawid or at least from the tribe of Judah, and that the royal family resided first in Seville, then in Granada.
Now, with that being said, right, King Nebuchadnezzar sent Yahudis, or what they would say Jews today, which is really not a term. Now, this is my DNA, right? Now, if you look at this right here in Spain, my DNA marker is right there. Now, when you zoom in on it, that's Grenada, right? What he just referenced. That's Grenada, Spain, right there, my DNA marker. Okay, so I'm still revealing and unraveling my DNA marker. Now, you see right here where we go from here into Africa, right? So my DNA marker is here. See the migration pattern? Then it go here. Then we went here. Now, let me show you where I did my DNA markers in Egypt. All right, this is close to the Red Sea. See that? Now watch this. See, now we know that we were scattered all everywhere. Now see, here's Persia. My DNA markers in Persia, and here in Egypt. All right. And how do we get all the way over here to the United States? All right. Just proving our things, man. And then down here is where the Limba tribe is. The Limba tribe are known Levite priest. All right. Down here in South Africa. Here it shows my haplogroup E1B1A. All right. See right there at the top, E1B1A is the haplogroup of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This is the maternal DNA of Rachel, Leah, Jacob four wives, the two wives and the two handmaids. All right, LB, 85%.3 maternal DNA. See that? From Grenada all the way over here in Brazil, where the Yoruba tribe was. All right. Just show my migration pattern. Egypt, all right there. All right. And this little thing right here, that's come from this is the Y, my Y chromosome. This probably come from the maternal side. We know there was a little, raping and all that stuff going on. But yeah, that's my DNA, man, proving that who I am, proving that I'm a Hebrew. Might be from the tribe of Judah. Who knows? But who really know what tribe they from? But we just seen that the Yaya Negro descend from the tribe of Judah, and he was in Grenada.
Hey, my friend.
See that? When the Most High say he's going to scatter us to all of the four corners of the earth. Now, see, this is not, I'm not even done unraveling my DNA because, this particular website called My True Ancestry, you got to pay for it. You got to continuously pay for it. It's crazy how we got to pay for, our heritage and reveal who we are, but neither here nor there, but there it is. All on the island. It's the Yoruba tribe right here. See? In Brazil, all in Mexico. Now, if you look up, the Portuguese, this was off the count of the Portuguese. They brought us to the Brazil, right? More slaves went to Brazil than America. All right, man. There it is, man. Prove all things. We the people.
The Negroes living in Negro land came from Grenada. And the Negroes living in Negro land were said to be Jews. As the following reference reads, it reads, the natives of Lamb, which is another name for Negro land, are Jews. And the reference goes on to refer to these Jews as Negroes. Now let's go on to see what happened to these Negroes or these Jews living in land or Negro land. And it reads, the people of Salah or Bersia and the Tukur make predatory incursions into the land of Lamlam and carry away its inhabitants captive to their own country, where they are purchased by the merchants who travel there, who transfer them to other countries. So we see the Negroes who were expelled from Grenada in 1492 fled south into Negro land, or Lamlam, and they were sold into slavery. Method 1. They fled directly from Spain into Africa. Method 2. They fled from Spain to Portugal, then into Africa. Method 3. They were sent by the Portuguese to work as lancados. Method 4. They were sent by the Portuguese and Spanish governments to work as degradados, or convict. The Brews that fled into Africa using methods 1 and 2 were free to observe their own religious practices. This, of course, did not sit well with the Portuguese government, who complained that, and I quote, if they should go over to Africa, as it is probable they would if driven from Portugal, all hopes of their conversion would be lost. You see, the Portuguese, who were accustomed to working with the Yaya Negroes and who were accustomed to the money made off of the Brews, didn't want to let all that black money go. And the following reference reads, and it reads, during the first 10 years, so many had quitted their native land that Emmanuel, perceiving the injury his kingdom suffered by the immigration of the most wealthy and most industrious of his population, ordered in 1507 the seizure of the persons and the confiscation of the property of injured at all hazards to abandon the Portuguese soil, that in 1524 King John III found it requisite or required to renew the edict, and the immigration must have continued, for Dom Sebastian repeated it in 1567 and again in 1573. The Portuguese wanted desperately to retain and convert their Negroes. However, those that had escaped into Africa were beyond their grasp. Or so it seemed. This is where the Brews sent into Africa by method 3, the Lancados, becomes part of one of the most wicked, the most evil of plans of all time. Portugal would take the children of the sons of King David by violence, some no older than a newborn baby, and they would give these children over to wicked, to evil bishops and godparents, to rear them in the tenets of Christianity and the ways of the empire. And these children would be raised to be the right hand of the Portuguese Empire in Africa. Think about it. What happens to a child who is raised by your enemies to do the deeds of the enemy? The Castilian Jews, who from poverty or any other cause had not departed at the limited time, the king ordered should be taken for slaves, according to the terms of their entrance, and distributed them to whomever asked for them. His inhumanity did not cease here. He tore young children from them and had them baptized. Being at the time desirous of peopling his newly discovered acquisition on the coast of Africa, the island of St. Thomas, he sent them to it with the new governor, Alvera de Comina, so that being separated from their parents and marrying people in the island, they might become good Christians. Now, the Lancanos are arguably the most dangerous to their fellow Brews in Africa. It is because they were raised by their enemies. You can see this in this reference. They were despised by the Negroes of whom they are descended. It was son against father, king against king, all by the crafty hand of the Portuguese. This is why they say Africans sold other Africans. Well, knowing full well they kidnapped the children and taught them to do their bidding. And unfortunately, the story goes from bad to worse.
Didn't they do
the Lancanos and Degradados, the convicts?
They did the same thing in slavery, man. They turned us, the Willie Lynch letter. They turned our people against each other. And they've been using that tactic forever. All right, man, that's been my time, man. That's all I got for now. Prove our things, man. Negroes is synonymous with Yahudims, Jews. I'm out.